Shin on shin is never comfortable. But as soon as he goes in and his grapevines go in play, immediately from here, I'm starting to put my feet down and put tension into my legs. Okay? Because if I just go like this and start trying to fight him, he can take my feet wherever he likes. Okay? Pull your heels in, put a little pressure. So now when he's starting to kick it out, okay, oh, this sucks. His shins are going right to the insides of my ankles. It's not very comfortable, but I'm not going to go anywhere. Okay? So now, I'm going to pick which side would I like. Now again, he's already given me this arm as control, but maybe for whatever reason it's not what I like. But normally, whichever side you have, I want to keep the hand and the foot. So in this case, it will be my left that I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to go slow. Grind the heel, grind the heel. Look, he's already starting to peel away. As soon as he pops, pull the leg in and then pull it back up. Get ready, he's going to try to read grapevine. That's why you can't just hang out. Okay. Reality is, when I'm here, hold on to it, hold on to it. It's a pretty quick release. Okay. I'm doing it deliberately, slow motion. Okay, hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. I'm doing it deliberately slow motion to kind of show. Reality is, when I'm in, my heel goes down, I bounce back of my knee off the ground. Okay, when you do it fast, okay, sometimes their toes will slam into the ground and you'll hear them go, ah! Okay, because they're trying to hold on to the grapevines, and when I kick and their toes go on the floor, sometimes that's a little piece that you can get as a bonus. Okay. So, go into your grapevines. Again, drop that belly down, go into your heavy mount, hook your feet in. Remember, person on bottom, put your feet in the floor. It's not going to be nice, and it's not going to be very pleasant. Okay? When you start getting shin on shin to the insides of your ankles, it's a little painful. Okay? But I'm not going to give up position. And then just extend your leg, like I said, like you're grinding those calluses. Extend your leg and watch how the grapevine pops. Okay? Grapevines are great tools, but they also have a flaw. And this is one of the ways you can defeat almost most grapevines, as long as you don't do it too late. Because again, once your legs are out to the sides, you're going to be having trouble. All right, scoot shot. In wrestling, the goal is pin the shoulders to the mat. I don't care. My whole thing is my connection to you. That's all I care about. So when I go into it, when I get into my mount position, I'm going into it with one philosophy. I will be on top and you will be underneath me. Where that is, I don't care. Side control, mount, top half, doesn't matter. Okay? I'm going to keep mount to the best of my ability until I can't. And if it feels like I'm starting to lose that position, rather than get rolled over, okay, I'm willing to accept a slightly lesser, like a top half, rather than get rolled all the way over and now play bottom. Okay? So when I go into my mount, my goal is not to lock you down. My goal is not to make you so stuffed that you can't move. I mean, if anything, actually, I encourage your motion, but I want to make you move the way I want you to move. So when I throw my grapevines in, and I do believe in grapevines, and I believe in that heavy mount, I'm on top. The reason why being on top is superior is because my weight is free. Okay? Dave is on bottom right now, sandwiched between me and the floor. If I get up on top and I do not sink my weight on top of him, okay, I am robbing Dave of the experience. I want him to experience all of it. So if I get up on top and if my knees are weight bearing, okay, then that means that I'm anticipating heavy motion. If my knees are weight bearing on my knees, that means it's not very weight bearing on him, which means free motion. So even though I get in position and I'm in and it looks like my knees are touching the floor, the reality is Dave should be carrying most of my weight. My knees are basically just touching to kind of help give me a little bit of balance. Okay? Now also notice from here, I don't go in trying to kick his legs out. I put my grapevines in and then I flare up. If anything, it's almost like I'm trying to connect my feet in the middle, okay? And I play this up position. You know, I'm not trying to kick his feet out from underneath him. I'm just making a good solid connection to him that gives me the ability to go whichever way I like. Now, we work quite often on the principle of two opposing pressures, two opposing corners, two opposing pressures. So through here, if Dave wants to roll me to the right, then I need to be dropping my hips to my left so that I'm dropping my hips to the opposite side that he wants to go. And then the kick that I'm going to do is going to go out to that side. So if I'm here and Dave starts trying to go to that direction, I'm going to shift my hips and I'm going to put heavy pressure into my right knee and drop my hips to the left, because that's the direction that he wants me to go. If he wants to take me to the other side, I'm going to shift my hips. If he wants to take me that way, now I drop my hips to the right. Now you see a single grapevine, and this leg just plays high. And then if he stops fighting, I'll come back to center. Whichever way he wants to go, if he starts trying to push to that side, my left hip slams down, and I kick my right grapevine. And then I'm done. He wants to go to the other side. I drop my right hip, and I flare my left grapevine. I only do that if he gives me the motion. If he doesn't give me the motion, I'm just going to stay in the middle. I'm going to float and play, start to isolate his arms, take what I can. Because my goal is when I'm floating, when I'm in position, is I want to let gravity do my work for me, and I don't want to have to be using muscle in that moment. This is why I say, the reality is in jiu-jitsu, the answer is never the weight room. The answer is better motion. Better motion, better position, better angles. The weight room will only ever supplement what you're lacking, but it can never make up for a lack of technique. Good decisions at the right place, right time will always outdo whatever you can do, bench press or deadlift or any of that stuff. Because realistically speaking, it's the angles that you're in. So I want to be able to get up on Dave. I want to be able to get in position and just sink my weight on him and float. If he does nothing, he has to at least deal with my weight. It doesn't matter. One of my bags out there is only 100 pounds. Okay? If I put that 100 pounds on your chest, okay, eventually over time, it'll take its toll. Okay? And then as it starts to move, it gets even worse. So again, if he wants to start going to the right, I drop my hip almost like a sprawl. I drop my hip and I open up my right grapevine. As soon as he comes back, I go back to center. He goes to the other way, drop my right hip, open up my left grapevine. And that's all I do is just float from side to side. If he doesn't do anything, man, my grapevines don't even care about his legs. I'm just in, ready to put my pressure when the time comes. All right, let's play that just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. And we say Shakira, okay? Usually that means wherever you're at, it's taking one of your hips and suddenly dropping it. And usually it's not like a one and just hold. Static energy is the easiest energy to manipulate. Okay? That's why any one of those bars, pick them up, man, there's hardly any flex out of it. Man, if that bar, when you picked it up, was like, whoa, and you're trying to lift those weights, good luck. Okay? And the reason why, if the bar's bending all over the place, why is it harder? Because every bend is a new angle that you have to try to catch up to gain a new balance. And then as soon as you catch up to it, it changes, now it's on a new angle. That's why when it's all weird and floppy, okay? If I take a board that's just a big, long board and hold on to it, it's not that bad. But if I pick it up and it gets this big arc and you're kind of holding on to it, and it starts to wiggle, okay? That wiggle is changing of angles, and that's what makes it hard to truly manipulate. So, again, so when we're in position, we're playing our Shakira game. Whenever I'm feeling him wanting to move, I'm dropping the opposite. 2 opposing angles, 2 opposing corners. Okay? He wants to go to my right, I'm dropping my hip to my left. If he wants to go to the other side, I'm dropping the other side. So now, when I go into mount and I throw my high grapevines in, because again, my grapevines play up more by the knees, then my hands go out. My hands don't come in. To be honest with you, I could care less about what Dave's going to do. Okay? My whole thing right now is to get on top of him, wet blanket, secure my position, throw my Shakira when I need to. So when I'm here and my grapevines are in, I want him to carry my weight. But if my hands are here, grab my arms. How easy was that? Okay, he was able to get literally over my arm without hardly any issues at all. Okay, so frames should always be at least 45 out and roughly 45 out. Remember, I'm trying to create a base. This is not a stable base. This is distinctly not a stable base. 45 forward, 45 out. This is going to give me much more stability, okay, as far as that's concerned. And I'm pushing back so that my hips become heavier into Dave at the moment. I don't want to become chest heavy. So when I'm here, this becomes 45 forward, 45 out. And I'm literally pushing to put my hips back into Dave. So now, grab my arm. Go ahead. So much harder. Okay. And again, every time he wants to grip, all I do is I take my hand and I push it into the ground harder. That's my defense. My defense is not fighting a muscle on muscle. Okay? He's trying to pull my arm in, so rather than me fight him by pushing my arm that way, I literally just push my hand in. So when he's pulling, he's just pushing my hand into the floor. That's easier for me to fight. Okay? Now, if he really wants to get a good grip, you can see through here, he's not going to get it with one hand. If he really wants to grab my hands, he's going to have to go with two. Okay? So my goal is from here, so he's going to start to try grip. Okay, block, block, block. Now, right here, look at where his left elbow is, technically his right elbow. It's on my left side. Look at where it is. So if I want to be able to scoop elbows, he's literally giving it to me. So sometimes he'll make the mistake of actually reaching completely over for my arm. Right here, he just gave me his elbow by himself. And I just put my body behind his elbow. Or if he reaches and that elbow stays a little shallow, okay, and that elbow's still in front, okay, I can use my body to roll my shoulder, okay, grab again. Or if he's here, look at where that elbow is, okay, I can shift, and again, just use my body. Once I control the elbow, he's in trouble. So now through here, I'm going to push, clear my arm. Okay? My shoulder right now is controlling him in position. Now I relax my grapevines. Now I become chest heavy rather than hip heavy. Now my hand starts to come under to secure, but I get the arm trapped. So I'm going to play lower body pressure. Even my hands when I'm in play. Okay? 45 forward, 45 out. Okay? Let your partner reach up and grip. Again, don't try to fight it. The moment they pull, just push your hand. Literally just push it in the floor. Every time he pulls, it just pushes your palm in. If I sit like this and just put your hand in. Okay, I'm firing off completely different muscle groups. I get more muscle groups and I get the floor. He's not going to get it. Then when he exposes that elbow, roll your shoulder, okay, and trap the arm. Once I have the arm trapped, my grapevines disappear, I climb forward, and then I become chest heavy in my mount to pin his arm and start to go for my control. All right, let's get you. 1, 2, 3.